Here is something almost nobody is talking about. And if you are over 40 and eating raw garlic every day, thinking you are doing something powerful for your health, you are absolutely right. But you are also making one quiet mistake that is cutting your results nearly in half. And for most people, the half they are losing is the exact part that determines how well your heart pumps blood, how steady your energy stays through the afternoon, how clearly your brain fires when you need it most, and how freely every vessel in your body can actually do its job. If you have been adding garlic to your meals for months and you still feel like it is not doing quite what you expected, this is the video that explains exactly why. And more importantly, it is the video that tells you how to fix it starting today. I am Dr. Sarah Mitchell, and here at Wellness Daily, I share honest, evidence-based information about how your body works and how simple daily habits can protect it at any age. Not fear tactics, not expensive supplements, not complicated protocols. Just the truth about your biology and the simplest way to work with it. By the end of this video, you will know one small change you can make to the way you eat garlic that research suggests can meaningfully increase your body's nitric oxide production, improve circulation, support your cardiovascular system, and bring back a level of energy and vitality you may have quietly started to accept as just getting older. Stay with me until the end. I am saving the third method specifically for people who struggle with raw garlic on an empty stomach, and it is the one that makes this habit truly sustainable long term. Let me start with something I wish more doctors took the time to explain clearly, without the Latin words and the textbook language that makes most people switch off after 30 seconds. Inside your body right now, there is a tiny molecule called nitric oxide, and I want you to picture your circulatory system like a network of garden hoses running throughout your entire body. When those hoses are flexible, wide open, and completely clear, water moves through them with almost no effort, no pressure buildup, no strain at the connections. Everything flows the way it is supposed to. That is exactly what nitric oxide does for your vascular system. It is produced inside the walls of your blood vessels by a specialized enzyme called endothelial nitric oxide synthase, and its entire job is to keep those vessel walls relaxed and open. When nitric oxide is present and active, blood moves freely, nutrients travel to every organ without resistance, your heart does not have to work overtime to push blood through narrowed passages, and your brain stays sharp and alert throughout the day. Research published in the journal Nutrients confirms that nitric oxide is one of the most critical molecules for maintaining healthy endothelial function, which is just a medical way of saying the thin lining inside every blood vessel that determines how well your entire circulatory system operates. Now here is the part that most people over 40 have never been told, and it is the part that changes everything about how you think about your daily food choices. As you age, your body naturally produces less and less of this molecule. Studies show that by the time a person reaches their 50s, nitric oxide activity can be reduced by up to 50% compared to their 30s. That is not a small dip. That is half the foundation of your cardiovascular health quietly eroding away, while life stays busy enough that you do not immediately notice, but you feel it in real, everyday ways. The energy that used to carry you comfortably through the afternoon now runs out by mid-morning. Your blood pressure reading at the doctor's office has been creeping in a direction you do not love. You wake up feeling like you did not quite finish sleeping, even though you went to bed on time. The mental sharpness that used to feel automatic now requires effort. These are not random symptoms of getting older. They are the predictable result of a vascular system that is slowly being deprived of the molecule it needs most. Now here is the good news, and I genuinely mean this. You can support your body's nitric oxide production naturally, consistently, and powerfully through food. And one of the most scientifically studied foods on earth for this exact purpose is the humble clove of garlic. Raw garlic contains two families of compounds that are truly remarkable in what they do inside your body. The first is allicin, the powerful sulfur compound responsible for that sharp, distinctive smell every time you crush a fresh clove. The second is a broader family of organosulfur molecules, including compounds like S-allicystine and dial-L-disulfide, that work alongside allicin to activate a very specific enzyme system inside your blood vessel walls. Research dating back decades, including a study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences confirming that garlic potently activates nitric oxide synthase, shows that these compounds directly stimulate the same enzyme responsible for manufacturing nitric oxide inside the endothelial layer of your vessels. A 2016 updated meta-analysis and review in the Journal of Nutrition further confirmed that regular garlic consumption can measurably reduce blood pressure, particularly in people with elevated readings, precisely because of this nitric oxide pathway. This is peer-reviewed science. And to me, it is also something deeply humbling. These healing compounds are sitting inside a vegetable that any person in any country, on any budget, can find at their local market. Nature always provides. But here is where almost every person and almost every health video gets this completely wrong. Stay with me right here, because what I am about to tell you is the piece that changes everything. This is where most people close the video and miss the part that actually matters. And if you have been eating garlic faithfully for months or years and not feeling the difference you were expecting, this is the exact reason why. When you crush a raw garlic clove, a remarkable enzyme reaction immediately begins. The enzyme allyinase is released, and it converts a compound called allyin into the active molecule allicin you need. But here is the problem that almost nobody talks about. That reaction needs time. Research into garlic bioavailability consistently shows that allicin formation from freshly crushed garlic is not instantaneous. If you throw crushed garlic straight into a hot pan, or swallow a raw clove whole without crushing it first, or eat it immediately after chopping without giving it time to develop, you are dramatically reducing the amount of active allicin your body actually receives. The enzyme is deactivated by heat and gastric acid before it has finished its work. But that is only the first mistake. The second one is even more costly. When allicin and the organosulfur compounds from garlic do form properly, they face another obstacle inside your digestive system. And this is the obstacle that research shows cuts the benefits for most people nearly in half. These compounds need fat to be fully absorbed. Two words that matter more than almost anything else in this video. Let me explain what that means in plain everyday language. Have you ever noticed what happens when you pour a little oil into a glass of water and try to mix them together? They separate immediately, no matter how hard you stir. The oil floats right to the surface because it is built differently than water. Your digestive system works by the same principle. Allicin and the sulfur compounds from garlic are fat-soluble in their most bioactive forms, meaning they are designed by nature to be carried through your gut and into your bloodstream on the back of dietary fat. Without fat present at the same meal, these compounds cannot be properly absorbed. They pass through your digestive tract without ever reaching the bloodstream in meaningful amounts. Your blood vessels never feel their effect. Your nitric oxide production stays exactly where it was. But when a healthy fat is present alongside them, the research is striking. Absorption of these bioactive compounds can improve dramatically, not slightly better, substantially, measurably better. For someone over 40 who is already starting from a lower nitric oxide baseline, that difference is the gap between getting a fraction of the benefit you are counting on and getting close to the full effect. The difference between still feeling drained by 3 in the afternoon and waking up with energy that actually lasts. The difference between a blood pressure reading that keeps creeping up and one that stays steady. Now, here is where the story gets even more interesting. Because the best fat to pair with your garlic is not just any fat, it is extra virgin olive oil. And the reason is not just because olive oil helps carry garlic's compounds into your bloodstream. It is because extra virgin olive oil has its own independent, scientifically validated effect on nitric oxide. Studies published on the polyphenols in extra virgin olive oil, including compounds called hydroxytyrosol and oleuropein, show that these plant compounds directly activate the endothelial nitric oxide synthase enzyme inside your blood vessel walls. Research in the journal Redox Biology and other publications on vascular health confirms that olive oil polyphenols modulate nitric oxide balance in human aortic endothelial cells, independently of any other food you pair them with. So when you combine raw garlic with extra virgin olive oil, you are not just improving garlic's delivery system, you are triggering nitric oxide production from two completely separate biological pathways at the same time. Garlic's allicin and sulfur compounds activate the nitric oxide enzyme from one direction. Olive oil's polyphenols activate that same enzyme from a second, entirely separate direction. Two pathways. one powerful result. That is the synergy that most people eating garlic alone will never experience. Let me put this in a picture you will not forget. Imagine two people, both 58 years old, both eating garlic every single day, both believing they are doing the same thing for their health. The first person chops their garlic and eats it alone the way they always have, sometimes throwing it straight into their cooking, sometimes adding it to a meal without any fat present. The second person learned one specific thing and started crushing their garlic, letting it rest for 10 minutes before eating, and drizzling a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil over it every single day. 6 months later, same age, same food, same intention. But one of them is waking up with noticeably more energy. Their blood pressure has stabilized, their thinking feels sharper in the morning, their body is working the way they actually want it to. The only variable between them was 10 minutes of waiting and 1 tablespoon of oil. That is what we are talking about today at Wellness Daily. Here is exactly how to make this work for you, with 3 simple practical methods you can use starting tonight. No special equipment, nothing expensive, just real food used the right way. The first method is the most direct and the most powerful. Take 2 to 3 raw garlic cloves and crush them completely. The flat side of a knife works perfectly, until they are fully broken down. Let them rest uncovered on your cutting board for a full 10 minutes. This rest period is not optional. This is when the alliinase enzyme converts allicin to active allicin. Do not skip it. After 10 minutes, place the crushed garlic in a small dish and drizzle 1 full tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil directly over the top. Add a pinch of sea salt if you like. Eat this alongside any meal of the day. The olive oil coats the active compounds and carries them through your gut wall and into your bloodstream at a rate that simply cannot happen without fat present. Do this daily, anchor it to whatever meal you already eat at a consistent time, and it becomes automatic within a week. The second method works especially well for people who find raw garlic too sharp for their stomach. Mince your crushed and rested garlic very finely, almost to a soft paste. Combine it with extra virgin olive oil, a generous squeeze of fresh lemon juice, and a pinch of sea salt. The vitamin C in fresh lemon actively supports the same nitric oxide producing enzyme system in your blood vessels, contributing from a third angle. Stir everything together and spoon it generously over your morning eggs, over grilled fish or chicken, or spread it on whole grain toast at breakfast. This combination keeps in the refrigerator for up to 2 days. Prepare it once, and it is ready whenever you are. No effort every morning. The third method is for people who want the consistency of a daily habit without the intensity of raw garlic's flavor. Slice your rested, crushed garlic and warm it very gently in extra virgin olive oil on the lowest possible heat for no more than 2 to 3 minutes. Not cooking, not frying. Just barely warming, so the oil becomes infused with the garlic compounds without the heat being high enough to destroy the allicin you spent 10 minutes creating. Use this garlic-infused olive oil as a finishing drizzle over vegetables, soups, salads, or anything you are already eating. The fat is present, the compounds survive. Your body receives what it needs. Here is what I want every person watching today to carry with them after this video. Your body's ability to produce nitric oxide is not fixed. It is not something that simply fades at 40 and stays gone forever. It responds directly and measurably to what you consistently give it. And when you start giving it the right combinations, foods working together the way they were always designed to, the difference becomes real. Better circulation, more energy through the day, steadier blood pressure, a level of mental sharpness and physical vitality that perhaps you had quietly started to believe was simply behind you now. It is not behind you. It is waiting for what you choose to put on your plate. I have spoken with people in their 60s and 70s who made simple, consistent changes exactly like this one and told me they felt more like themselves than they had in years, not because of a supplement, not because of a medical intervention, because of a small, deliberate daily habit built around real food used the right way. That is what Wellness Daily is about. Honest information, practical steps, no fear, no complexity, no products to buy. Just the truth about how your body works and the simplest way to support it every single day. Crush your garlic, let it rest. Pair it with extra virgin olive oil. Do it every day. That is the message. Small habit, profound biology, meaningful results if you stay consistent. If this gave you something real today, please take a moment and give this video a thumbs up. It helps more people find this information, and that is genuinely why we do this work here at Wellness Daily. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss a new video, and leave a comment right now. Tell me where you are watching from and whether you are going to try this combination today. I read every single comment, and hearing from people all around the world who are making these choices for their health is what truly keeps this channel going. There is a video right there on your screen that I want you to watch next. The people who watch it tell me it was the one that genuinely changed how they felt day to day. Watch it now. Your future self will be glad you did. This video is for educational purposes only. The information shared here does not constitute medical advice and is not a substitute for professional medical guidance, diagnosis, or treatment. Please consult your physician or a qualified healthcare provider before making significant changes to your diet, especially if you have pre-existing cardiovascular conditions, are currently taking prescription medications, or have been diagnosed with any chronic health condition.